Welcome guys, today's video I'm going to be showing you my personal setup for my kayak. I really like fishing, so I got a little bit more stuff than you need. Honestly, you don't need a very expensive setup to catch fish. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to tell you what this is. So this is a Manta Lifetime Kayak. It was really hard to find, but we took a while to try to find it because it comes with a lot of different features and everything. So I think this one was about $700, but I mean it's worth it. There's a lot of other fishing kayaks that are like $300 to $500, and there's some that are like over $2,000. I don't know if technically this is good for any kind of fishing really. I mean, it's really stable, so it works really well. You can easily stand up and you can even walk around it a little bit. So it's a great fishing kayak. It also, I mean, it's not easily transported, but you can put it on top of a car. That's what we always do. And you just strap it down. So we can get it up there and then we can transport it pretty easily during that. I mean, there's probably easier ways to transport it, but I know some people have like trailers and stuff. I don't have one of those. That's what I need to get next. So yeah, I mean, you just gotta figure out how to get it. If you are gonna get this, you gotta figure out how to transport it first. And now we're gonna start getting it ready for fishing. So first, seat, which came with the kayak. So we got our seat right here. I'm just gonna slide it in here. Press these down, clamp them up, and they just rest back here in these little things. So there you go. It's got a little adjustable straps here to just change like the height of the seat, the angle of it. So I'm not quite sure if it can go all the way over or why you would need to do that, but you can do that too, I guess. So there we go. We got the seat up. The next thing we have that every kayak should have is a paddle. So this one we just got off Amazon. It has little adjustable things so you can change the length of the kayak paddle, and you got this thing here that you can change the different angles of the paddle as well. So we just put this back here and these little straps here, and now we got our trolling motor. One from one of my other videos that I did about the trolling motors. It's just a Maine Coda 30-pound thrust, 5-speed. So we got this right here. This is just gonna clamp up. So we got a trolling motor here, and it just fits right back here. And then we just tighten these up so that it doesn't go anywhere, nice and sturdy. So we have it all set up here. You want to make sure that it's in the water, but sometimes you don't want it too far from there. But you want to make sure that this doesn't hit the kayak either. And then again, it has this, so you can switch the angle of how high it goes up, so you don't hit anything when you're not using it. So just like that, we got the next one done. Next we have the battery. Just have a 12-volt lithium battery. This one was, I think, like $50, something like that. Lithium batteries are a little bit more expensive, but they're definitely worth it. I mean, it's a lot lighter than a normal battery. This one probably weighs about 5-7 pounds versus other ones which are like 20-25 pounds. Especially for a kayak, I definitely recommend lithium batteries. So we're gonna get this hooked up next. All right, so we got our battery right here. There's a spot in here for a battery, and I also have a spot right here that I can go. So we'll get this thing plugged up, and then we'll get the next thing on here. All right, and then the next thing I have is a fish finder, which I got from my grandpa. It's an older model, but it still works great for finding fish. So we have our unit right here with the battery, and then we have our sonar transducer right here, which is another thing I'll show you what I did for that. All right, so to hook this thing up, we have some universal little tracks here. So what we did is we screwed a hole in the bottom of this, and we just took a screw through there and a nut, and we just clamp it in there. So we'll just unscrew this and we'll get that on there. All right, and then you want to make sure it's tight on there so it doesn't go anywhere. And there's actually 4 of them, 2 on each side. I don't really use this one. It's also kind of on an angle, so I'll either put it on one of these 2 here. So now we got this. This is a little bit different. I actually put it on the back of here. There's 2 little screws here that we put this on a piece of wood, so that it's like coming down here. So I'll show you guys that in a second. All right, so we got this piece of wood in here, and then to connect this and this piece of wood with this piece of wood, we got a little knob here with a bolt. So we're just gonna get that in there then. Just slide this in. And again, you just want to tighten it so it doesn't go anywhere. Ours, we have a little bit so we can like move it up and down. If we loosen this, we can change the height of where it goes. We have to have it a little bit off to the side, so that it doesn't block, so the trolling motor doesn't block the transducer. So we have to have it like right here, but it still works just fine. So, alright, so we have that hooked up, and then we have our cable that runs through the kayak into the unit. I haven't really figured out a good way to make this so it looks cleaner, but yeah. And then the next thing we have is a little crate that holds all of our gear and stuff. That has our net, which I can actually put in one of the rod holders if I'm not using a rod then, and I have an extra spot. So, and then we have an anchor. I just kind of use this when I'm not using the trolling motor. I found a pot of fish, and I just want to sit there. I can use this, and it holds it down really good. Unless it's really windy, which I've had that happen a couple times. Then it kind of starts pulling. So sometimes you may want a heavier anchor. And then we have all my tackle, which I just don't have over here.
And we have a bunch of tackle that we can put in here as well.
This fits right in here. And then all these straps that will keep it from going anywhere, and then we can just slide it right in here, and it'll be nice and accessible for us to use, and then I still have room for other stuff as well, so that'll just go right back here, and then we got that done as well. I think these are little like mesh nets or something. I haven't used those before, but sometimes you can use those to keep fish alive or something. So there we go. Oh yeah, and then the net, you know, these little rod holders here, I'll show you guys in a second, but the net can always just go back here and there as well, so that's really nice. And so next we have fishing rods. Of course, you can't really fish without these, so we got a bunch of rod holders back here that will help us kind of keep everything organized. This one has, I think, 6 rod holders. I guess you could carry more than that if you wanted. I think these ones aren't really like storage ones. So if you had like a bobber or something out, if you wanted to put a rod in here, you could do that as well. So we have one rod here, and so you can just set these in here, and they'll stay nice tight. Sometimes if I have the paddle there, it won't really work, so maybe I'll just put it under there, but yeah, so I won't use that one too many times because of that paddle. And then we have 2 more back here, which sometimes I can't use because this one is kind of covered by the trolling motor, but I can use this one, I can use this one, and I can use this one. So I'll get those rods in there so you guys can see what it kind of looks like. All right, so we got our rods in here. We got 3, and I mean, really, 3 is gonna do you good. I mean, you don't really need more than 3 rods. But then I have 2 up here. I got 3 back here, and I most likely won't be taking more than 4 rods out anyway with me on the water. So you just have those all out there, and then that's pretty much it. Now I'll just show you a couple more features on here. This, we have a waterproof compartment up here for For me, it's a little hard to get off. I haven't figured out why. Just need to move this like over a little bit. But then, yeah, you have a little water compartment here that you can put like phone, keys, wallet, whatever. It stays dry. I'm not sure how water got in there, so I'll have to check that out. But then you can take this out, and then there's it's empty. There's these little inflatable tube things that are like stabilizers, I think. So yeah, those come with the kayak too, so at least I'm pretty sure. Can't really remember. So with a little ruler marker, adjustable foot straps, and little cup holder. Not really a holder, but then yeah. And sometimes I'll have like a above water live well, which is pretty much just like a bucket or a bag that will put the fish in there with some water. That'll fit like right here, or I'll move it closer to me. So there we go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more videos on this, along with the boat, as you guys have seen during the video. I haven't been able to get out this year with it. Hopefully the time is coming soon though. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.